Hello everybody, this is FC7, and today I'm going to do a walkthrough of an EverQuest. This is for the Wizard class. And of course, you have to get this quest in Felweath and then come to West Freeport. I like to take the Guildhall portal through Arkstone and get to this area and just run down the stairs. And of course, this is the update spot. If everything works out okay, 2 NPCs will spawn and walk into the room. They will be talking and 2 lines of blue text will pop up and you can choose either one. I chose to say debate while targeting the gnome. And then you will be transported into an instance of Freeport. It'll be the Arcane Fair. So we'll just transport there quick. So this is where you transport into. And fireworks going off everywhere. And there are 2 NPCs here, but you don't need to interact with these guys at all. I think this is for something else because I know other classes have access to this zone as well, so I haven't done much research into it, but we'll just ignore those guys for now and run to the Freeport gates. So we'll just run here following these flags. And there's Rodan and Serac. So now we just follow these guys. This whole quest is just basically following a script with a little bit of fighting in between. So there's 2 fights you have to do. Load up your ice spells before you start. So you will need your ice spells and Adel's Shackles, which is an AA. So we'll just follow these guys. Try to make the ice spells higher level because if you use lower level ice spells, it won't work. And sorry if there's some silence here in between some of these times, but there's a lot of walking and not a lot to say during this. It's just following a script. So we'll come to the Hall of Truth right outside the doors. And then we will wait for the gnome to come over here. And what I'm going to be doing during this whole event is messing with my UI, so the user interface will be different at different times of this quest because there is some text to follow and sometimes there is not. So I thought it would be easier just to sometimes show the UI, certain elements of it, and sometimes show full screen. So when we get to the doors and the gnome is there, there's some blue text that pops up and the doors open. Now just follow them down the stairway. And I got a little confused at this point. I didn't know which one to follow. So I followed Rodan. He goes to the basement area. But there was an issue with him walking into the wall. I'll show you. So he kind of just kept walking into the wall here, so I'll go back upstairs and follow the gnome. So you have to wait for the whole hall to fill up. And who's this guy? So just stay here next to Serac. And eventually when the hall fills up, just hail him and follow the blue text there. Takes quite a while. I had to edit that part a little bit. So then just follow the script. This epic request is text heavy, so make sure to follow along if you're interested in the lore. I'm not much of a lore person, so it really didn't interest me. Someday I'll come back and read through this one. Something about this machine not shutting off. It's an impressive light show, though. So I think this machine is out of control. And again, just follow along. You don't have to do any fighting right now. So now it transports you into another instance of Freeport. This one is Freeport on fire. Make sure to target these guys whenever you press the blue text there. So then soon they'll run off along with looks like a paladin. So then all three of them plus you have to defeat the constructive row, which is right over here. So the tank will go and tank him, and these two on your left and right, they will start to cast ice spells, and you have to cast ice spells at the same time. But it gets a little tricky because they're saying that they're going to cast it, and I made a mistake here because I was too far away. I'll show you. So at this point, I try to cast, but I was too far away from these two, so you pretty much have to stand right in the middle. And I recommend, if you're a lower level like me, or if you don't have too good of gear, just have a healer mercenary up. And I messed up again. So they will cast, and then you have a little bit of time for yourself to cast. And you can't use like really low level ice spells, they have to be pretty high. And I'm showing the full screen here just so you can look at the screen and see what I'm doing here. There we go, got one to go. And I think if you get too close, every time you land a direct damage spell, it does damage to you, but I'm not too sure. All I know is I got through this. So you can see them starting to cast. And then when you see that yellow text, then you cast. I believe that's how it works. I tried to run back here so I wouldn't get hit by the direct damage. Not sure if that helped or not. I'll run back quick. And now the yellow text is in effect, so I will cast a cold base spell. Yeah, my hit points almost reached 0 at this point, so I had to be careful. I don't really have good gear on this wizard. So it was a close call for me. And the tank will unfortunately pass. So Rodan mourns the loss of the paladin there. And then it's on to the next step. I'll bring my mercenary out to heal myself. And here's just some emotes from somewhere. With a major earthquake happening. So now it's on through the flames and on to the next step. With this one, make sure that you have your snare spell up and ready because you'll need it. For this next step, you'll need snare and ice-based spells again. So it will be this area. And 3 NPCs, 3 mobs will spawn and start attacking these 2 NPCs. There's going to be a third one coming in soon. So Sarek and Rodan will get attacked along with another guy. The other guy's coming pretty soon, I believe. Make sure to target and say the blue text. And I'll put the full screen up again for this. Get rid of the mercenary, you won't need them. So pretty soon 3 mobs will spawn and start attacking these 3 guys. And there they are. Now you can't attack them yet because you won't do any harm to them. You have to wait for the yellow text on the screen to pop up. And then an NPC named the Flame Incarnate will spawn. And you'll need to target him right away and cast Snare. So we'll look around for him. There he is. Cast Snare as soon as possible. And now one of these 3 mobs will become vulnerable. And then you can cast ice-based spells on him to bring his hit points down. I can usually get 2 off before he becomes invulnerable again. You can tell which one to target because underneath their name they will have vulnerable underneath in parentheses. So wait for the yellow text. There'll be a call for help. Now look for the Flame Incarnate. He can spawn almost anywhere. I've been having luck so far that he's been spawning by this rock. And then wait for one of them to become vulnerable and cast your ice spells. So just keep doing this and you have this. Pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Luckily the snare recast time is low on the AA. So there's another call for help. Look around for the flame incarnate. There he is, coming by the rocks again. And I choose this spot because of line of sight. It pretty much gives you a good view of the whole area. Wait for one of them to become vulnerable, and you can tell because of the word vulnerable underneath their name. So just keep this up and it should be cake. So there's another call for help. And again, he spawns over by the rocks. Choose the correct one to cast the ice spells on. And there's one. Now there's two left. Look for the yellow text, call for help. Should be coming up soon. And now the flame incarnate should spawn around here. Oh, there he is. Snare. And then look for the text. That'll be this guy right here. So then he's history, and there's one left. And like I said, you have to use higher level versions of these ice spells, because I tried to use like level, I think 80 and below, and it wouldn't let me. Not sure what's up with that. So to finish this guy off here. There we go. Pretty easy. Now on to the last step. Basically you just have to follow the script through and it's over. You can complete the EverQuest and get your ornamentation for the cool looking Epic 2.0 or 1.5, whichever one you have, maybe even 1.0. So right over on the right, if you look up, Solasec Roll is going to spawn. And if you keep running towards that that device, it'll push you back. And I guess both of these guys are turned into skeletons. And there's just a bit of dialogue between the two gods up on the left and right. And this quest is over. So now we will be transported back to Freeport in a little bit, and then finish up any updates that you need for an EverQuest. I'll just show you the West Freeport version is complete. So now after I complete the rest of the steps, just go back to Felweath and finish up. As you can see, all the steps are done. Hail her, and you will complete an EverQuest, and you get an achievement. And that's what it looks like in the achievements window. And then choose which ornamentation you want. I like the 2.0 myself, so I'm going to equip that. Put it on my heroic item here, my heroic primary, and turn it into a cool looking particle effect having primary. And then my last stop will be to hang it on my epic wall. And that should just about do it for this quest. Thank you everybody for watching. I should have the retelling soon. Thanks. Questions or comments, leave them below.